Hello.
And
Welcome
to Film
Bastards.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to episode 581 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by...
Foster, hello everybody.
hello, one and all. We hope you are doing well. Bex will be with us later. And in a change to our scheduled programming, we are all, despite the fact that Becky was really not feeling it when we talked about the trailer a few weeks back, going to be talking about the Viola Davis starring Amazon Prime movie G20. I'll talk about Drop and The Amateur because I care about you listeners, unlike Mark and Becky. No, I'm joking. Work life has got in the way, as it often does, and it's all good. I wanted to go see Drop and The Amateur anyway. I don't think we were going to review The Amateur, but I was like, fuck it, I want to go see it. So I'll talk about that later. I've just had a text saying my dog is not happy about the thunder that you may hear intermittently in the background on my part of the recording, so apologies. We'll also talk about what we've been watching, some trailers and all the usual bits and whatnot. Programming note, I will not be on the show for at least the next episode, maybe two, depending on what Mark and Becky get done, as I am away in Japan, and there's no way we're going to find a convenient time to record with the time difference. So, there'll be a Sinners show. We don't think there'll be a show the next week, and then we'll be back the week after that, I believe. Is that right?
It is, yeah, because the reason is there'll be a Sinners show next week, because me and Bex will, for sure going to see it. But then the following week, Ian will still be in Japan, and Bex will be in Germany.
Oh, that's right. Yes, indeed.
It'll just be me and the cat reviewing something. And yeah, he's terrible to the movies.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he's had some good thoughts before. But
genuinely, one of the funny things is if we try and watch Point Break, he will just watch the entire fucking thing. And he absolutely watched one of the movies we were watching earlier this week as well, that I'll talk about later in what we've been watching. Like, he properly fucking watched it. Didn't watch the sequel as much, but he watched the first one.
Nice. Apologies, like the rain's actually really loud in the background. It's supposed to be dying down in the next half hour or so, hopefully it won't be too bad. We are a Pod Syndicate podcast, so please do listen to like-minded shows such as His Film Her Movie. It's not really around anymore, but there's back episodes. Rewatch Project, Chin Stroker vs Punter, Entertainment Landfill, The Good, Bad, The Odd. Also, I was going to say as well, if anybody wants to follow me on Instagram and is intrigued about Japan, I'm probably going to be putting a shitload on there, quite frankly.
Yes.
Loring Ian, all one word. It is a private account, but, if I'm maybe not going to recognise who you are, feel free to message me and say, I listened to the show and I'd be happy to accept. There we are. Let's get on it. Let's talk some trailers.
There's been a few, actually, hasn't there?
Yes, there has. And I want to start, Mark. I issued a challenge to Mark yesterday about whether he could make it through the whole of the trailer for the new Jenna Ortega film, Winter, Spring, Summer or Fall.
Yeah. Because
I didn't. I literally got about halfway through and was like, I do not know. Like, has the trailer editor just taken a Xanax and it's just like, I'm just going to let this ride?
It's so low energy. Like genuinely, I watched it and I was watching it going, do you know what? This is the type of shit that I will eat up with a fucking big spoon on a lunchtime. And I watched it going, fucking hell, they're showing the entire fucking film. And I was there thinking, this must be one of those trailers that's weirdly like 4.5 minutes long. And it isn't. It's 2.5 minutes. And it genuinely, it seems like that's the entire film. And it again has made me go. I still struggle to take General Ortega seriously as a human.
And I mean, the thing is, the good people of the Motion Picture Corporation of America usually know what they're doing. They are the masterminds behind a lot of the Netflix Christmas films. But
Is that these guys?
Yeah. Even though I don't think this is a Netflix, I don't get the sense this is a streaming film.
No, I don't think it is.
So they're branching out, but they need to get better trailer cutters.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this must be based on like a YA thing. I love the way that the poster is basically almost the same font as The Fault in Our Stars.
I mean, it's going after that kind of audience, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll be honest, I quite liked The Fault in Our Stars. Thought it was quite charming.
That's old counselled boy and Shailene Woodley in it.
Yeah. Yeah. They were the hot new properties at that point, weren't they?
Yeah. Fucking Shailene Woodley.
I really like Shailene Woodley.
I feel like she's on a show now.
I feel like Shailene Woodley is going to end up in the next season of White Lotus.
Or, like, she'll just do a Kelly Riley and just, like, get on a Taylor Sheridan show and then never do anything else.
She's in a show called 3 Women on Showtime.
Great.
With Betty Gilpin, Blair Underwood, Ravi Patel's in there, Fred Savage. But yeah, that isn't the one that's going to re-announce her career, I don't think.
No. God, that's right. She was in fucking Ferrari, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was, yeah.
God, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, she had a big year last year.
Yeah, she kind of did. Right, she's in a film called Killer Heat.
I've seen
what's that?
I've seen it.
Of course you have. Is it some sort of erotic thriller?
It's not quite an erotic thriller. It's like a noir-y one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Richard Madden. It's not bad, actually.
Right. Oh, it's based on a Joe Nesbo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Me and Bex watched it while we were away in Crete in October. And literally, it was like the day before we'd been to where it was shot. And we're watching it going, hang on a minute. We were stood there yesterday. Yeah.
Nice. That's funny.
Yeah, it was, but we didn't know when we put it on. And then we watched it going, that looks familiar. Wait a minute. We were there yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's in of course, she's in an action thriller that stars Ben Foster.
Great. Why not?
Yeah.
I feel like those two have been in something together before, probably, as well.
Yeah,
they feel like they were coming up at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I always quite liked Shailene Woodley, to be honest.
How the fuck do we get a Fault in Our Stars? Right, and we're back. Okay.
Do you know what? This was it. This was where I really liked Shailene Woodley. Where my like Shailene Woodley came from. She went to a premiere and she was doing the red carpet, and it was for, I believe, it was after. It must have been like one of the Divergents, I reckon. That she did. It was the Divergent, one of the ones, the first or the second, and she complained. Like she was like complaining about her heels. Somebody had said when she was signing bits, "Oh, you look amazing," and she sort of quit back and went, "Thank you very much, but these shoes are literally murdering my feet." And so the girl who she said it to said, I joked back to her, "You should get a pair of Docs." And she was like, "I would give you $1,000 right now for your Doc Martens." And the girl went, "Deal." And so she literally sent her $1,000 there and then walked off wearing this girl's Doc Martens. And I was like, that A is an incredibly fucking hot look, and B, fair fucking play. She said something, was then called on it and went, "No, I actually will give you $1,000 for your Doc Martens." So she gave her $1,000 and the shoes.
That's great.
And later on, I saw an interview with a comment where she said, I don't think I was supposed to give those shoes because they weren't mine. She's like, but I also don't really care.
Right, we need to move on from Shailene Woodley.
We do.
I'm sorry. Right, I'm not sorry. Okay. Another simple favour.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope Paul Feig hits with this because he's been on a cold streak for a while now.
Yeah, I think we're both very, very much fans of Paul Feig as a person, and I've been fans of him as a filmmaker. But yeah, it's felt a little bit like he's made things for the sake of making things, rather than because, just to keep the wheels turning, rather than because he's got something that he's really interested in.
Yeah. No, exactly. But I don't know. This looks like it could have some juice.
It looks like it could be fun. Is it getting a cinema release, or is it just going straight to Prime?
It's just straight to Prime.
So, had there not been the current fucking Blake Lively troubles that she's having at the moment, this would have 100% got a cinema release.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd think so. But, I mean, it'll be a big deal that weekend.
Yeah.
It's...
A simple thing. Well.
Yeah, no, totally. And just Prime, Amazon, that service, despite the fact the UI is horrific, it kind of quietly kicks ass.
Yeah.
There's a lot on there, and they not just their own films, they seem to get other films quite quickly as well.
Yeah, and the UI is crap because it's slow, but I'll say this: I found that that searching for anything, you can find it on Disney Plus, but the UI has become so incredibly slow that it rivals Now for how slow it is.
Oh, Disney Plus is brutal. No, you're right. It takes ages to get from screen to screen on that.
Whereas, Netflix is pretty, it's pretty smooth. Granted, Netflix will show you the same 15 films, and you're there going, Netflix, I think it's a fucking stretch to call Hypnotic a modern classic. And why is it also in films with a lesbian lead? But
a fair question.
But it does move quite smoothly. But Prime have added that new thing now where you can literally just at the top just search for movies that are on Prime. And that's quite nice. I found that it's a little bit better. But yeah, it's weird that I mean, A Simple Favour did budget 20 million, box office it did just shy of 100 million.
Yeah, there you go. Made nearly five times. That's good shit. I don't know. I've just got a feeling that Blake Lively's maybe just going to be a frenemy good guy this time round, and I'm not necessarily sure I'm into that.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of red herringness for where you're constantly going to be baited into thinking that she's the bad guy, and then it turns out she's not.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see. It's on Prime Thursday, the 1st of May, I believe. So we'll review it when I'm back. Actually, because that'll be a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got?
What else do we have?
Got a teaser trailer for Ari Aster's new one, Eddington.
Yeah. Right.
I'm a little worried.
I'm not sure. I am up for a new Ari Aster. I'm fine with that. I am not sure I need Ari Aster's take on what this looks like it's going to be. I don't know whether I need anyone's take on what it looks like this is going to be at the moment. I'm looking at going, I feel like we don't need that in our lives right now. I feel like what you're gonna do is going to send the wrong messages to everybody, and it just no.
Yeah, I feel like A24 are going to lean in as well and be like, yeah, this is going to be divisive.
Yeah.
And the discourse around it is going to be brutal. It's going to, and I'm wary unless everyone's like, do you know what? No, it's bad. There is going to be some real equating not liking the film with not agreeing with its take on the handling of COVID. I kind of hope that the characters in this are just all insufferable and it's Aston not picking a side.
Yeah. But then again,
because he can do that. He can have films filled with dickheads.
Yeah, he could, but also then I think what will happen there is if he doesn't pick a side, people will start to go, oh, he agrees with these people.
Oh, it'll be civil war. I mean, as in the Garland film, it will be. Which well, you know, oh, he's being a pussy because he's not actually saying what his opinions are, and apparently warfare's that as well.
Which I still find baffling because it's like Civil War is the most. Did you actually watch it though? When people give that opinion, because I think he's pretty.
Did you see Nick Offerman in the first scene?
Yeah, and in the last scene, it's yeah. I think we know where Garland's principles lie.
We'll see. I mean, I thought it was an interesting trailer. Like the doom scrolling, like it's very now.
Yeah.
And Austin Butler as some sort of fucking modern day televangelist or whatever the fuck he was doing there.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I do like how interesting an actor that guy has decided to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could literally... He could be doing anything and he's going, I'm just going to do really interesting shit.
Yeah, he's using his powers for good. Like, how has he not been signed up to some sort of franchise? Even though, again, we've said it before, like, the power of the MCU is not as strong as it was a few years back, and it feels like there's quite a few actors who you would think would have been in the MCU by now, and they're not.
Yeah, I think with him, it does seem a little bit like he's very much like, don't really need it.
Yeah, I'll do a blockbuster, but it's going to be Dune 2.
Yeah.
And I'm going to not be sexy.
Yeah. yeah. If you want to pay me the big bucks, I am not going to be sexy for it.
Yeah.
But if you want me to be a proper sexy bastard, you need to give me like an $8 million movie.
Yeah, no, exactly. We'll see. Plays Cannes next month.
Yeah.
So we'll get opinions soon. Life of Chuck.
Just looks really charming.
Yep.
Just looks really, really charming.
Yep, for sure.
And I'm kind of like, I'm alright with that. I'm alright with quite charming. Because I have a feeling that Mike Flanagan's version of charming will be a little bit like, oh, you're getting very close to like a little bit too fucking saccharine there, but I like it. Come give me a hug.
Yeah, it's just going to be lovely.
Yep.
And that'll do.
The thing was, I was watching the trailer going, oh, this looks really charming. This looks really, like, really charming. And then it said a modern day take on It's a Wonderful Life. And I was like, oh, there you fucking go. Do you know what? Tom Hiddleston doing Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's in the summer as well. So yeah, after last year being pretty quiet, feels like the summer schedule's filling out okay now. So yeah, I'm pleased. Do we have anything else?
We didn't. However, if you bear with me 2 seconds, I have just had a look at the Instagram, and we have been sent a "Have you watched this trailer?" from Dylan. I'm just going to grab up the Instagram again because he has sent us a message asking if we've watched this trailer. So,
I don't think I have access to the Instagram, so if you
just finding it. Oh, I just can't actually find it though. What's that there? That's where's it gone? It was definitely there before. Where's it gone? That's not it. Yeah, it appears to have gone. Let me find it. I'll find it from somewhere. Questions. Huh. Saw it a minute ago, now I can't find it. It was about, weirdly, he said there's a Peter Andre film come out.
great, okay.
And there was a trailer for it. Peter Andre fans bemused as he plays a Jamaican gangster in a new film. Right, I need to find out what the name of this is. Right, give me 2 seconds. I'll find out and I'll find out the name, and we'll. Holy fuck balls! What is it called? I can't find it until you tell me what it's called. I think it's called First Stop. Right, let's have a look. See if I can find it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's. I've got it.
Right, give me 2 seconds, and we'll simultaneously watch it.
I think it's called Jaffakan.
Jaffakan.
Desperate to secure 35 grand for his grand's care, small-time crook Gaza jumps on a risky tip-off and hatches a daring scheme. With just 21 days to pull it off, he must immerse himself in Jamaican culture to con his way between London and Jamaica. The two... hang on. Well, I mean, that's just explaining the fucking trailer. Right. Yeah, but where is the trailer? That's great, Metro. You've got a fucking post about the trailer. Oh, no, here we go.
Right,
I've got it.
I'm on YouTube now, just searching for it. Jaffakan trailer. Found it.
Boom.
Wheeler dealer, troublemaker. I wasn't always that person, you know.
Yeah, right. I'm starting it as well.
Gary Buckle, wheeler dealer, troublemaker. I
That's
wasn't
gonna be-
always
How?
Like, how? What?
I mean, that would have cost some money. That film.
Yeah, like at least 15 quid.
I mean, but I mean, like, it looks like part of it was shot in Jamaica.
Yep.
So they would have had to fly people out to Jamaica.
Yep.
I noticed it's an Andre Films production.
Yep.
I'm wondering whether he's got some tax liabilities and there's some money laundering going on, and he's trying to write some shit off.
It falls into the money was laundered category, doesn't it?
It just because how does it? A lot of films get made.
Yep.
And, you know, I was reading in a Deadline like a week or two ago, there was some Simon Pegg film that was like halfway through shooting and the production went bankrupt. And it was like the insurance on it wouldn't cover it for some reason. And they just had to shut it all down.
Yeah.
And, you know, Simon Pegg can't get a film shot.
Star of Mission Impossible movies.
But Peter Andre can make Jafra Khan.
Yeah. A movie that nobody seemed to say, this is a terrible idea, Peter.
No, because, I mean, like, fair fucking play. Old Flatley, when he did Blackbird,
Yeah.
that was his money.
Yep.
And, you know, he might have roped in some friends or something like that and more fool them, but he was like, I want to do this and I'm going to fucking finance this. And I went to see Blackbird in the cinema. So, you know, you're welcome. I mean, actually, one thing as well, when it says like a laugh out loud, edge of your seat, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But there's no quote. It's just the film saying that. Is very funny and does remind me of that time that Tom Hardy Craze film had the 2 stars from The Guardian in the ad, and it just made it look like they were covering up the other stars.
The stars, yeah.
That is fucked up. I mean, that was phenomenal.
That was really good, yeah.
That was really funny. It is just like one of those. Why do we actually bother watching films?
The thing is, there's going to be people who watch
things.
it. Yeah, it's just fuck it.
But
Do you know what?
It's like that.
The thing is with that, the crew will have got paid, so fair enough.
Yeah, look, I mean, if it just gets put on a streamer and they're just like, yeah, all right, fine, here's like 300 grand. There you go. Maybe that washes everybody's face. And the streamer and is just on Amazon Prime as an original because it's viral and they're like, fuck it, we'll get some eyeballs on this. Which I think maybe that's the way. It feels like, you know, like 15, 20 years ago, it would have been made for the DVD racking Asda crowd.
Yeah. And that's what it is. It's, you know, the straight to streaming is just a new version of straight to DVD, which was a version of straight to video, which was a version of Corman movies.
But yeah, I mean, there's that kind of delineation now of the ones that, you know, if films have been in cinema before they get a streaming release, they apparently do tend to get more eyeballs on them. But at the same time, this will probably be all over fucking TikTok and Instagram and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
it will end up being weirdly... It'll either peter away to... I didn't even mean to do that. To nothing.
I mean, well done, but yeah.
Or it'll end up being a weirdly, like, niche, like, successful thing where people have watched the first 8 minutes of it.
Yeah. I mean, God, he even says, like, all I've got to do is, like, learn a Jamaican accent. But it's like, you're not doing an English accent in this, though, like, either, are you? Or is he trying to? Oh, do you know what? It premieres at the Gold Coast Film Festival next month. Gold Coast Film Festival.
Do you reckon the Gold Coast Film Festival knows? I should reckon that Peter Andre's just walking around with it on an iPad showing people.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have a look at the Gold Coast Film Festival now. I mean, it's an Australian film festival, so I suppose having Peter Andre there is up in there's not the worst.
I wonder
thing.
if they know who he is.
I mean, you got that the ballad of Wallace Island that new Kerry Mulligan film is playing it.
Yeah.
So it's a legit film festival.
There's a fucking encore cut of Crocodile Dundee playing this year.
Yeah. Oh, they've got the new Alex Ross Perry film.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
yeah.
Oh, it's there! I was about to say,
it's
I'm not
there.
seeing Jeffrican there, and there it
It's
fucking
there.
is.
It's there. I mean oh wow! Friday the 9th of May. Red carpet at 5:30. Special performance from Peter Andre at 6:30. Then the world premiere at 7.
Fuck.
He has 21 days to become a Jamaican or die trying.
Oh shit! I feel like I'm gonna have to watch this movie at some point.
I don't know. There is now a part of me that's just like maybe. I wonder how
The guy who Freddie Nwaka, who is the writer-director of it.
Yeah.
Rapper. Bodyguard. He's been in, like, a lot of things, but things like Bulletproof and Brotherhood.
He's probably just mates with Peter Andre, and they've actually managed to get some fucking funding together. Do you know? I don't know, man. It's not doing.
It's not doing me any harm.
As long as it's not doing anyone any harm, fuck it.
Yeah. Peter
Peter Andre wants to do this. Let him. I've turned around a bit on it, to be honest. I mean, who knows whether I'll ever watch it, but fair play to him for fucking doing it. I don't know, because it is just like one of those things that like it could be you could be in for absolute ridicule, and he's got to know that going in. He's got to.
This guy's directed like 10 movies.
There you go. And you can't have that much. Or maybe you can because you're Peter Andre. I don't know. Having that lack of self-awareness to go, this could end badly. I just don't know how you don't have that.
I think Peter Andre's got a lack of self-awareness. I don't think he can have that much of a lack of self-awareness. Can he?
Fair play, Dylan. You got way more talk out of that than I bet you were expecting.
Yeah. He was in a film. This guy was in a film a couple of years ago called The Last Heist. And the poster is they're all wearing different... The heisters are all wearing different Donald Trump masks.
Sure.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Great.
Fair enough. Go on.
Great.
Have at it. What's
Sure.
the next 100 million?
Hey, look, it's just as long as nobody's been ripped off.
Yeah.
I hope they make some money out of it. Yeah. I don't know. What a world. Okay, so we'll wait to do G20. Mm-hmm. So, Mark, do you want to kick us off with what you've been watching solo? I'm going to go for a pee, but I can still hear you.
Okay, watched a early 2000. What would you call this? It's not quite a thriller. It's like a crime drama starring Philip Seymour Hoffman and John Hurt, and Minnie Driver's in there, but you wouldn't recognise it's Minnie Driver until you do recognise it's Minnie Driver. Called Owning Mahoney, which is based on a true story about a bank employee that Philip Seymour Hoffman plays, who effectively seems like to all his friends is really quite dull and quite boring and quite frugal. But it turns out he's also a degenerate gambler. And because he owes his bookies a lot of money, he basically uses like wealthy clients that he's got at the bank to do various bridging loans to go to Atlantic City and and to bet, and he keeps losing all the money. It's really good, actually. Yeah, it's one of those sort of movies from the early 2000s that hasn't. It's without question a 2000 movie, but it hasn't quite become, because part of it I think is because it's based in events that happened between 1980 and 1982. It doesn't take on the idea of having a techno soundtrack, and it's not trying to be really new millennium or anything like that. It's just a solid kind of not quite Las Vegas but almost Vegas crime gambling movie that actually reminded me quite a lot of the movie Closer, I believe it's called. Not Closer, I believe.
Closer. Yeah. Who was it? Yeah, I know
with,
that. Name.
What's the fucking hell is his name? Can't remember his name. But Alec Baldwin's also in it, and Maria Bello's in it.
William H. Macy. Cooler. Yeah. Was it William H. Macy? It was the Cooler.
Macy, yeah.
It was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Owning Mahoney is like a slightly more serious version of that, because Cooler, Wayne Kramer movie, is actually quite. That's almost like a bit of a crime black comedy, effectively. So yeah, it's like a more realised and more grounded look. This is kind of almost what happened in real life with this. But yeah, I really quite enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, nice.
What else? Okay, right. This comes with a minor little bit of a story. You know when you watch a film and the inspiration from it comes out of nowhere, that you've watched before, but you go, holy fucking shit, I haven't watched that in a long time. So, at work, our guys, if it gets, even if it warm, they can wear shorts. As long as they're work-appropriate shorts, they can wear shorts. And we have a guy at work, and we've got a few lads who are all between sort of the ages of 19 and 21. They all hang out together and they know each other, and they're all perfectly fine, and they have a bit of a laugh, but it's all quite nice. And one of them had come in wearing a pair of trousers, but his trousers were quite short, but he had black shoes on and black socks. And every time he walked by one of the other lads that he's mates with, they would turn and shout at him, Flint Lockwood. And so all I could hear for an entire morning was these different lads just going, Flint Lockwood! Every time he walked by him. Which I just turned around and just went, right, I need to know this. Are you shouting Flint Lockwood? And they just went, yeah. I was like, right, I need to know why you're clouding the chance of meatballing here. And I went, because Sam's wearing just black trainers and black shoes and he looks like Flint Lockwood. I was like, fuck, you do a little bit, to be fair, Sam. I was like, fucking no, but why does everyone have to shout it? So then it ended up that even people who had no idea what it was for the entire morning before we opened, and we're in for 4 hours before we open on a Sunday, every time Sam walked by him, someone would shout Flint Lockwood, which just made me go, I fucking really want to watch Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs now.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's why I ended up rewatching Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs, because a group of idiots at my work kept shouting Flint Lockwood at a poor lad because it was his last day at work. So I rewatched Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs, and that movie is a fucking delight. It has absolutely... I worried thinking, shit, is this going to have held up? Or am I going to rewatch this and go, oh, this looks like crap and it isn't as funny as I thought it was? A little bit like, when you try and rewatch Monster House and it looks like shit.
Dog shit. Yeah.
Cloud Chance Meatballs, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look as good as the Digimation that's out now, but I don't think at the time it looked as good as the Digimation that was out then. So it gets away with it. Add to that it is incredibly charming. And yeah, it just really, really fucking works. Bruce Campbell as the mayor that just keeps getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and then more and more threatening.
That's good, yeah.
It's just great. And the visual fucking gags in it are just brilliant. I mean, it doesn't have the best visual gag is still to come in the sequel. But just the ridiculousness and the madness of it all. The fact that he's got a pet monkey that just shouts his name.
Steve!
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, good.
And the fact that's voiced by Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, it is.
It's a bunch of things where if you explain it, it shouldn't work, but it really did. And then I'm really looking forward to rewatching the sequel, which does have the best visual gag in it, which is there's a leak in the boat. And then the leak.
Oh, and it just cuts to the leak who screams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, 5 stars from just that. But, written by... the sequel, anyway, written by the guy who wrote the Spider-Man movies and Game Night. And... Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, John Francis Daly and the other guy.
Yeah.
Whose name I can't remember. Yeah.
But yeah. Just go back, people, please, and rewatch Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs, because it's just an absolute delight of a movie.
Yeah, too right.
Do you want to do yours? Because I'm heading towards ones that me and Bex watched together. Actually, no, I can do one more because Bex didn't finish watching this with me.
Sure.
Because she fell asleep. But I was too engaged, so I finished watching it. And I actually haven't told her yet, so it's good that I can do it now. I rewatched Casino off the back of doing Goodfellas the other week. Because I'm just in that Scorsese does gangster films place right now.
Yep, easily done. Leakage my balls.
Yeah, and the thing is, Casino is one of those films where it's just not as good as Goodfellas, but it's really fucking close. And the thing is, I think when Goodfellas outright overall level is better than Casino. But I would say Casino's mean is fucking just better. On a level. It doesn't have quite the high points, but it does have just Scorsese having a fucking boatload of fun with probably what was close to his biggest budget at the time. It was only like $50 million. And when you work out that $2 million of that was De Niro's wardrobe, it's insane. And apparently he kept loads of them. But, Sharon Stone is incredible. You've got Pesci just turned up another few fucking levels higher than he is in Goodfellas, which just works really well. It looks fucking incredible. You've got James Woods playing Cocaine the Person in it as well. It's so fucking good, and it's 3 hours long, but it's one of those 3 hour movies where you feel like you're watching a 3 hour movie. You just don't care. You do not give a shit. Like, I was getting towards, like Bex had fallen asleep, and she was asleep, but I was too busy enjoying it. So I paused it and I went to grab a drink. And I was like, oh, fucking hell, there's still an hour to go. And it's 1 a.m. Yeah, I'm going to get a drink and a thing of peanuts. I'm alright with this.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So I sat there and ate my peanuts and had my Pepsi Max, finished that, and then went, I've got a little tub of like the mini tubs that you can get of ice cream. I had a mini tub of Halo Top in the fridge, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have that as well. And I had a great time. But you can see, I feel like that's what you should do. Just eat shitloads of food, knowing that you're about to go on a diet, which is what I did. What a picture!
Nice.
what you watching, bud?
Oh, that's good stuff. So after we talked about it last week or the week before, I rewatched Now You See Me.
Yeah, because you forgot Ruffalo was in it, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just very, very entertaining bollocks, that film.
It's entertaining bollocks, yeah.
Like, it does not make a lick of sense. Like, but it's not supposed to.
Nope.
You know, you're supposed to just go with it. And I also think it's benefited by it being a truly ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Like, there is no lead in that film.
No, the closest you get to a lead is Jesse Eisenberg, but you could argue very easily that Mark Ruffalo or Morgan Freeman are also above him.
I think Ruffalo gets more screen time than Eisenberg.
Yeah.
But also, Eisenberg, actually pretty charming in this.
Yeah.
He's usually the nerdy guy. He's fucking Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network.
Yeah.
Here, like, his second scene, he's got some girl, like, pouring all over him, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah,
he's charming.
He gets to be a bit roguish, yeah.
Yeah, roguish is, that's good. That's good. And yeah, Woody Harrelson, Isla Fisher, Dave Franco, like, all, and Melanie Laurent, they're all putting in good shifts. So yeah,
Melanie Laurent's the Interpol agent, isn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fucking hell, yeah.
It's it's good. It's good fun. Is Now You See Me. I think I liked it more than I might have the first time round. I think I will rewatch the second one. If they could just put that on Netflix or Prime, that would be nice, because they're not on either at the moment, and I'm not paying to rent it. But I'll happily wait until it's on a streamer. And speaking of on a streamer, yesterday morning I opened up Netflix, and what did I see? Paddington in Peru.
Oh.
Is just on Netflix already. So I didn't see it because my in-laws took Lottie to see it because they wanted to see it, and they never take lots to the cinema, so it was like, that's cool. And yeah, so this one, it's not directed by Paul King, it's directed by Dougal something or other.
Yeah.
I'll put some respect on the name. Dougal Wilson, who is a commercials and music video director previously.
Weird that he gets somebody. Isn't it? I mean, he might be a really good director, and he might be, but it just feels like you would have got somebody with the success of the first two. You would have got just a really safe pair of hands.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think with this one, considering the weird cultural impact that Paddington 2 had, where, it's turning up in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and people are genuinely talking about it as one of the best films of that year, I'm kind of surprised overall that this does feel like let's just make this for kids, and that's fine. And that absolutely should be the case. That is the target audience. But you've got Olivia Colman, you've got Antonio Banderas, and it feels a lot more kiddie than I think 1 and 2 did, because 2 was basically what if Wes Anderson did a kids film. Even though he's done a couple of kids films, I mean, like it 2 feels like it could have been made by the same person who did Isle of Dogs.
Fair.
This, it's Paddington going to Peru along with the Brown family to find his missing Aunt Lucy. And they team up with a boat captain played by Antonio Banderas,
of course,
who may or may not be bad. And it's decent. It's charming. There's a kind of an emotion, but there's an emotional thing that happens in the third act that was a bit like, well, that's a bit unearned, and he makes a decision, and the film seems to think that there's some doubt about what decision he might take, and I was just like, well, no, obviously he's going to do ... And yeah, I don't know, it just felt a bit, let's just distinctly be for kids this time. And I think that's fine. I do genuinely mean that. For its target audience, this will play like no one's business. But I'm not surprised that no one has come out and said, "Oh, Paddington in Peru, it's Paddington 2 again." It's not gonna do that at all. And I do wonder whether the brakes may be pumped a little bit on this franchise now.
Yeah.
While they go, well, okay, what do we actually want this to be? What do we do next? Actually, I want to have a look at how well this actually did. Because I feel like it did well in Europe, and that was about it.
Whereas 2 caught the eye in the States, didn't it?
Yeah. I feel like 2 did okay in the States, but not much.
I mean, Paddington Peru, 90 million budget, 190 million it did.
190 million worldwide?
Yeah.
On a 90 million budget?
Yeah. So
okay, so that's
maybe just about washed its face.
Yeah, probably hasn't lost any money, but
did 100 million less than the second.
Yeah, that's
actually the second did less.
2020.
Second did less than the first.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, Paddington 2, 290 million worldwide. Yeah. I mean, obviously COVID would have played a part and things like that as well. But, yeah, that's... bloody hell. It did $110 million in the UK alone, did the second one.
Wow, that out.
And so what did... Yeah, because, like, what did Paddington in Peru do in the UK? Let's have a look now. 47 million, so like less than half. So yeah, I mean, 90 million budget, and it and don't get me wrong. I mean, it looks good, and it's got some kind of like sound stagey kind of vibes, but it definitely doesn't look like they're just all on a green screen. So that's great. But yeah, anyway, Paddington in Peru. It's decent. It's fun. It just like it is for my daughter and younger, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. They should be making more films for kids.
Yeah, and and specifically for kids. Like the Minecraft movie. Anyway,
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then a couple of new releases. So Drop. So this is the new film directed by Christopher Landon, and so it kind of is what the trailer says. To be fair, you've actually first off, I'll say, first thing we get is a full-on like title sequence with like a CG montage of like elements of the film, like visual motifs and stuff that you're going to see later on, along with score, and that just kind of felt like, I feel like I haven't seen this in a while. Just like an opening titles sequence.
Yeah, we've not actually, have we?
No. And that was cool. And it's like a really bombastic score by Bear McCreary. It's like, okay, cool. I'm into this vibe. And then you get this cold open. And I won't say exactly what happens, but it sets up that the lead character has had some trauma in the past and is getting back out there on the dating scene. And it's been months, and she's played by Megan Fahey. Can't say I recognise her from anything, to be honest. Yeah, so best known for starring as Saturn Brady in the Freeform series The Bold Type. Okay, sure. So, she has been talking with a guy played by Brandon Sklenar, who, again, I don't really recognise him from anything. He's been in things, but just not starring, I don't think. And they go out on a date.
He's coming up. That's it. He's in The Housemaid. I've seen his name loads recently.
He's that. Yeah, okay, he's the guy in that film. Yeah, okay, cool.
I've seen that name loads recently. Another Paul Feig movie.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, because he was at CinemaCon with Sweeney and who the fuck else? Seyfried. Yeah. That good cast. That. So anyway, they go on a date, and it starts off, and she walks into this restaurant, and it's just setting up characters. You know, you've got a nice barmaid, you've got a guy who's waiting for a blind date. You've got a waiter who's quite flamboyant, and it's his first day. And it's just setting up all of these. Right, any one of these people could be the one who is then going to make her basically kill her date, otherwise they'll kill her son. And it's like this, who is it kind of thing. And it's just this like really propulsive, engaging bit of hokum of nice. Like, who's the person who's been airdropping her all this stuff. Like, they've got to be within a 50 feet radius, and they can see and hear everything she does. So how does she work round that? And, how does she eventually try not to kill her date? And it's like, why are they even trying to kill the date in the first place? And, so it's just, it basically feels like something Hitchcock would have been banging out if he was making films now.
That's pretty high praise, though.
Yeah, which, and I'm not going to say like it's Rear Window.
Yeah.
And the ending does get a bit, yeah, all right, we know what's going on now, and we're just waiting for things to resolve themselves, like the last 10-15 minutes. But before that, it's good and it's tense, and it's like, who I guessed who the airdropper was gonna be, I was wrong. And it's well handled for the most part. Good, not good bollocks, good hokum. Yeah, I'd say that.
I'm alright with that.
Yeah, worth a watch. Very, very cinematic. Like, there's bits where she's looking around at like the potential suspects, and it's like literally the light dims everywhere else, and it's like a spotlight's on them, like it's just in her mind, and there's just like little visual bits of fun like that. Like, Landon didn't write this, so he was like, all right, well, I'm just going to put all that effort into directing the living shit out of this then. It's he's got his mojo back here. After We Have a Ghost, so it's a good time his drop. Okay, and also I will say as well, it's a film about trauma, but is also fun. So great, 2 thumbs up.
Nice.
So The Amateur. This is directed by James Hawes, who I just want to check something. Oh yeah, okay. He directed that Anthony Hopkins film One Life a couple years back.
Yeah.
Which is weird. He's directed some Doctor Who, and I thought he was a Slow Horses guy as well.
Horses,
yeah. Okay, that's where I recognise the name from.
His picture is his profile picture, well, not profile picture, but his lead picture on Wikipedia looks like he's about to sneeze.
Yeah, it does. That is really fucking weird. I think he's probably been picked up for this based off of Slow Horses, but he's done a lot of TV actually. Fair play. Yeah. He's directing two episodes of the Green Lantern show. So fair play. So this is produced by Rami Malek, and I didn't know this, but based off of a novel apparently. So Rami Malek is. They never say it in the film, but I'm pretty fucking sure that his character's supposed to be autistic.
I feel like that's just fine. Hi.
Hey, Bex. Might be an excuse for his performance style. I'll say that. So he is married to Rachel Brosnahan, and I'll be honest, all the way through, I was like, is Rachel Brosnahan a double agent or something? Because why the fuck is she married to this guy? Sorry, 2 ticks. He's an analyst at the CIA, and she does something else. She's gone to London for a work conference, and she is killed in a terrorist attack. And I'm gonna talk about things that haven't been revealed in the trailer, but happen within like the first 25-30 minutes of the Amateur. Okay?
Yep.
If that's all right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So while that's happening, Rami Malek is also having a secure conversation through CIA systems with someone who gives the CIA intelligence, and they're like, here's a shitload of files, and what's on these files are doctored reports of a drone strike that was disguised by a CIA section chief played by Holt McCallany to be like, actually no, it was an act of domestic terrorism. It wasn't the US. Like, it was a drone strike that killed like allied forces as well as innocent people and stuff like that. So it's a cover up. So then Rami Malek's wife is killed in this terrorist attack, and Rami Malek sets things up so that he's basically got this like dead man switch and threatens the CIA guy and this other guy. If you don't get me training to basically be a master assassin, I'm gonna release this information to the press implicating you two in this cover up. So then he's sent to get training by Lawrence Fishburne. All the while, then, these two guys are like, shit, what are we going to do? All right, let's just use all our CIA resources to find out whether he's bullshitting us or not. And all the way through, there's not one scene where anyone is like, why are we searching our own person's house and looking through all his drives? He's our colleague. Why are we doing this? And then not only that, but after all that is done and the plot moves on a bit, Rami Malek then starts going after the people who killed his wife, and then these head people, one of them says to the other one, you know, maybe we should get some help to rein him in, and the other one's just like, no, this has to stay between the two of us. Despite the fact that they've just spent the last 20 minutes utilising a shitload of CIA people to, like, track down whether, like, he can actually release all this information or not, and not tell anyone why they're being used to search all his shit. And this is the thing. This is a film that wants to be a really clever, twisty-turny 90s thriller so fucking bad, and that's what I wanted it to be. But instead, you've got nonsensical shit like that. You've got the fact that Rami Malek is going through all these people and doing an awful fucking job. At this point, I might just be a little bit spoilery about The Amateur.
That's cool. I'm alright with that.
Okay, so Lawrence Fishburne tries to train him and fails. Like, there is a scene where Rami Malek is shooting at a target, and then he's just not firing it. He's just not hitting it at all. And he literally walks up to it, shoots it point blank, and he's just like, well, I can do it. And Lawrence Fishburne's just like, yeah, but you got to be right fucking next to him. What are you talking about? Like, you're shit. So the whole, and then it's like, all right, well, I'm not gonna. Alright, I'm not just going to shoot them then. So, what does he do? One of them, he finds out that they're alert, like, basically they're having, like, treatment for a pollen allergy, and he basically hits them with a pollen bomb.
What do you do? Just buy a lot of flowers and just fucking shit the pollen or something so it opens.
Basically, this person's like in this allergy kind of incubation hut thing, and oxygen's being fed into it, and he buys a shitload of like flowers, and it's great. Actually, this is quite a good bit. He buys a load of flowers off this woman, and she's just like, "You must have done something really bad." And he just looks at her and goes, "Not yet."
What did he say? Not yet.
Yeah.
This might be film of the year. I haven't even seen it.
Honestly, I kind of wish it had its got like tongue in its cheek, like that, and like literally, he just gets all this pollen, just sticks it in the fucking oxygen tube, and then he's basically like, "Tell me what I need to know, and I'll let you know. Tell me what I know, you know." And then she just starts mumbling something, and he's like, "What?" Goes closer to her, and then she just jumps at him, like rips through this incubation thing, like has a bit of a tussle with him, and then runs out, and then he's running out in a doctor's coat, and then she just gets hit by a fucking car, and then he just like in front of loads of people just steals her phone and then runs off.
This sounds like fucking terrible, but I really want to see it now.
Right, I mean, so yeah, okay, so you got that. The final boss villain, essentially, is fucking Michael Stuhlbarg,
of course,
doing an accent.
I feel like Stuhlbarg's given up caring.
Honestly, he's just like, what's the pay? Like, he was in the opening titles, his name, and I completely forgot. And I was like, oh, fuck me. Is that going to be Michael Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, wow. And the best thing about this entire fucking film is John Bernthal is in this. Actually, no, one other thing as well. There is, and I've said both these things to Mark in the WhatsApp chat, but there is a scene in this film where Rami Malek is hurriedly trying to pick a lock to get into one of his target's apartments before she gets home. He seemingly hasn't done any research beforehand, and he's just watching a how-to video on YouTube while he's doing it.
You do that beforehand. Like, learn.
It's great, and like the person even says like and subscribe at the end. It's
The thing is,
and this is the thing. I'm almost making it sound like it's supposed to be an intentional comedy. It's not.
but
this
that's
is all
the sort of thing you would have that you would expect to be in like the Naked Gun movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking mad. But then the best thing about this film is John Bernthal is in it. It's not credited at the start. He's basically only in 2 scenes, and he's kind of in the background of another scene. And in his scene towards the end, Rami Malek is in Russia, preparing for his final encounter, basically, and John Bernthal finds him. They have a coffee, and Bernthal's basically like, look, I found out you were here, and I'm not here on the agency's orders. I'm just here because you are going to get yourself killed, and I want to get you out of it. Rami Malek basically goes, no. And John Bernthal goes, all right then, I tried. Fucks off, he's not in it for the rest of the film. It's brilliant. And the thing is, he is so charismatic and so charming that I swear the director said to him beforehand, right, John, Rami Malek's producing this, and he's probably going to cut all of your other scenes down to the bone if I get you to do this, but it's going to be really funny because he's a massive pain in the arse. I want you to cuck the shit out of him in this. I want you to be so charismatic that the audience are left wondering why the fuck am I watching Rami Malek for the rest of the film. And Bernthal's like, I will do that on one condition. Yes, John, what's that? Don't credit me at the start of the film, and then at the end, credit me as the bear.
Which you could see all of those things being things that John Bernthal says.
Honestly, it is incredible watching the lead and producer of this film get fucking cinematically cucked out of his own film.
Just, you wouldn't cast John Bernthal, would you?
It's so... Like, I get, because he's basically playing a rock star super spy, and that's kind of how they set him up as. And it's supposed to be like, oh god, at the end, Rami Malek is in a fucking Cessna, flying it by himself, and he puts on these shades, and it's supposed to be like, oh, he's become the master super spy.
He's no longer the amateur.
No, yeah, and it's just like, nah, he's just this, like, autistic dude who had a wife who must just have a kink for weird fucking rat men. Which, speaking of, last thing on that, and again, I shared this with Mark yesterday, but the best review of this on Letterboxd is from Nick Nanny, who says, what if John Wick was a little rodent man whose wife gave him a fidget spinner instead of a dog?
That might be the most harsh thing I've ever heard anybody say.
It's true though. Malik, honestly, he's an alien. He's got to be a fucking alien.
It's so weird that man has an Academy Award.
Yeah, no, I mean, my God. And the thing is, it's like, it's a part of me, it's like, all right, he's using his powers to get kind of like made for adults spy thrillers made, and you know, I respect that. And the film's done, it's done all right, and there was quite a few people in the cinema for it yesterday, but I will say there was way more reaction at both the F1 trailer and the Naked Gun trailer than there was in any moment of The Amateur. Honestly, the Naked Gun trailer, the O.J. Simpson bit, people in that fucking audience were loving that.
That could be a sly sleeper.
Yeah, for sure.
It is quite slap, is that movie?
Yeah,
it's going to be good. But look, The Amateur, it'll be on Disney Plus in a couple of months.
So what you're saying is avoid it.
Watch
it's shit.
I do not doubt that for a second. You are an idiot.
It's shit, but there are just some what the fuck choice is that moments. Like, Rachel Brosnahan is not a double agent or something like that. She was his wife. She was killed in this attack. And it's just, why? Why are you with him? Honestly, there should have been a scene where she saw John Bernthal and just visibly regretted her life choices.
Just Simon just went sploosh.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, fair enough. Really, really odd film. Really odd film. But hey, Malik, good on you, man. Getting it made. What? And, you know, like the whole, you're just a nerdy little dude who is, like, going to be shit at this thing. And he is. Oh, and Catriona Balfe turns up halfway through, doing a fucking Eastern European accent for 20 minutes. And it's like...
Might be kinking up I need that one.
Catriona Balfe.
She was the mum in Belfast, and she was Christian Bale's wife in Ford versus Ferrari.
Yep.
And here she's doing an Eastern European accent, which is cool. And I would have watched a film of her and John Bernthal.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Rami Malek, not so much. That is me.
What have you been watching, Bex?
I haven't watched anything on my own, I don't think. I started watching something the other day that I thought, oh, I'm going to give this another go. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I remembered. And then it ended, and I realised that I'd been looking at my phone for the last hour because it was that shit. And that was Slender Man.
Why did you rewatch Slender Man?
Because I wanted to give it another chance. I was like, it can't be that bad.
By the way, I came in halfway through Becky watching this and went, why are you watching Slender Man? It's shit. And she went, I know. And I got to say, are you trying to steal my thing? I'm the one who rewatches shit movies.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I did watch something else.
What?
I watched a movie called Inheritance. So, if you remember, last week I watched
the other one.
The Inheritance.
Yeah.
This week I watched what I intended to watch, which is a movie starring what's her name? Phil Collins' daughter.
Lily Collins.
That's the Badger. And she gets left an inheritance by her father, which is a man in an underground bunker that is been prisoner for the last 20 years. That man's Simon Pegg. And so...
What?
Yeah. So then he gives her this key and directs her to the place with no context, just like, this is your real inheritance kind of thing. And then she goes, and there's a man chained up, and
it's Simon Pegg.
But he's very hairy.
Is it comedy?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive. And then, so she's like a DA. She's like 14 years old looking, like Lily Collins is, but she's a DA.
But she's a district attorney.
Yeah.
Right, great.
Yeah. Chase Crawford is a pretty boy politician, and Connie Nielsen plays the mother. And they're this just like wealthy family, and she's very much like, oh, yeah, no, but we're good people. Whereas, like, in reality, there's just been lots of bribes going around, and that's why they are where they are. But anyway, Simon Pegg tries to convince her that he's been unfairly trapped by her father. And she's like, oh, but if I let you go, you'll ruin my life. And he's like, oh, yeah, but you got to because you're a DA, you're a good person. And then eventually, like... Oh, so his story is that the reason that he's locked up is that him and her father were out drinking one night, and then they hit a guy with their car driving home, and rather than report it to the police, they bury him. And the father can't let this get out because it would like ruin his life because he'd been drink driving and like killed someone. But he wants to go to the police because he's a fine, upstanding citizen. So he locks him in a cave, basically. Bunker. That's probably closer. For 20 odd years. Turns out after Lily Collins has agreed to like let him go, put like £1 million in a Swiss bank account for him and chartered a private jet for the family's attorney to take him out of the country to
Bolivia.
No, somewhere good for him to restart his life because, you know, she's very sorry about everything that her father's done to him. Turns out the reason that he's actually locked up is because, like, he raped her mother.
Oh.
And I think the car crash thing still happened.
So he's a bit of a bad egg then.
And then she's his daughter. So yeah, I could see why you would think it was a comedy. It's not very good.
It turns out
I mean,
she's Simon Pegg's kid.
Yeah. Oh, and he gives himself a haircut.
Wait, does Phil Collins know?
I don't know. Someone should tell him. He gives himself a haircut, and it's very Trent Crim.
Nice.
Flowy hair going on. It's very grey. Doesn't look very Simon Peggy. Do you know what? It's fine. I've just told you the entire story, so neither of you need to watch it, but it's fine. It's not very good, but it's fine.
Simon Pegg makes choices, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, bad choices mostly.
I'm going to look up... Sorry, Bex.
Sorry, Mark's just scrolling down his Wikipedia. I think that as we said, Simon Pegg makes choices, and then Mark went bad. There was a picture of him in a kilt, just to hammer home the point.
He does. He makes bad choices, with the exception of the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I forgot about Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose that he was in 2023.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. 7 episodes of Truth Seekers.
He's one of the people who really doesn't want this to be the last Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. God, he was in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
He actually doesn't do all that much.
Then he comes out the random movie.
He must. Yeah, I mean, he probably does all right through. I mean, yeah, he was a voice actor in Hogwarts Legacy. I bet he gets some good residuals off the sales for that fucker. He was a voice in the Ice Age films, so I bet he gets some good residuals off that. Mission Impossible, he's going to get some good off that. Yeah,
he's doing fine.
He's doing fine, and I think he's gotten over his addiction problems and stuff like that. So good for him.
Do you know who else is fine?
Good segue.
What about it?
Fine vagina.
Fine vagina.
Viola Davis.
God,
No.
no, we're not getting there yet.
Not getting there yet. Jessica Ruth.
Jessica Ruth.
Yeah.
Roth.
Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched Happy Death Day, didn't we?
We did.
Even the cat watched it.
Yeah, the cat was really enjoying it.
What a character arc.
Yeah.
My God, she's insufferable and just turns into the loveliest fucking person by the end of that. It's
Both are really hot.
Yeah, really hot. Yeah.
yeah.
I aspire to the level of confidence that Dickhead Tree has.
She's great.
Yeah.
I will say that Dickhead Tree she might be a little bit better, but she's also not.
It's great when she goes through a fuck this phase and she's just doing stupid shit. That's mint.
That's more in the second one, isn't it?
No, the bit where she like walks through the quad just completely naked, just like winking at people and doing finger guns.
But that's it. The thing is, it's the actress bit of it is fun because, and I'm not picking on this person, but I kind of am a little bit. But it's just because she's in a movie that we mentioned earlier on from a trailer. But if that was, let's say, Blake Lively, right? The naked walking thing would just be her looking dead forward, just strutting, just smiling to herself. But she doesn't here. She's like you say, winking at people and finger gunning at people. And it's just, she's really fucking charismatic.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Happy Death Day is a banger.
Yeah, it really is. Really.
It's just really fun. It hinges on the fact that she's incredibly charming as the lead.
Yes.
And that it doesn't really bother to make that much sense in terms of the story.
I don't know. I think it hangs together.
It hangs by a thread, but you don't care because it's high concept. Doesn't need to necessarily all perfectly tie together.
No.
It's like, I'm sorry, you're looking for logic in the fact that she keep asking to repeat the same day. But yeah, it's an awful lot of fun. And it gets its shit done in 96 minutes.
It does. It's tight.
96 minutes. And then we watched Happy Death Day 2, didn't we?
Happy Death Day 2,
To you.
does a better job of multiverses
Yeah,
than the MCU.
it does. It does a better job of the multiverses. It's not as good.
Still pretty fucking good, though.
It's still good. I like the high concept of it. Has the funniest moment of the two movies,
Which one?
where she wakes up again and she's back in the loop after she's got out of it, and she drags them across, and she's walking across, and the guy who comes out that she's been on the date with, and she just shouts,
You're gay!
"You're gay!" and then walks off.
Yeah, that is good.
It's just the facial features she has within it. She's a very expressive actress.
Oh yeah, she's got a good acting face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't like I can't remember what our friend's name is now, but
Danielle.
I don't like Nice Danielle. I mean, Nice Danielle is also fucking around on a boyfriend, but when she's Nice Danielle, I don't.
No, Danielle's better when she's a bitch.
Yeah, she is. I do like Nice Laurie though. Nice, not murdery Laurie.
Don't like Laurie at all.
Oh.
No. She's a slim back ponytail girl.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Happy Death Day 2 is not as good as Happy Death Day, but it's still really fun and really interesting. And, like, the end of it just makes you go, I'm fucking really looking forward to the third.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
Like, if it happens, which it seems like it's about to, then, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's saying, yeah, apparently it is. Yeah, it is officially moving forward now, apparently. The third one.
Very exciting
Yeah.
times.
So,
Right.
just, yeah, let's fucking go. Great movies.
I love that these kinds of movies are a thing, though. Like, I would put Happy Death Day in the same sort of box, probably, as like Elisa Frankenstein, as like the Babysitter movies, where they're horror comedies, but they're not outright comedy.
They're not spoofs.
No. Do you know what did feel like a spoof?
What?
The movie G20.
Go on in.
Let's fucking get this over and done with.
We're just getting into it. Okay. So, G20, as I get it up on IMDb, because I completely forgot I was hosting.
Sorry.
No. You're all good. Directed by Patricia Riggin and starring Viola Davis, Anthony Anderson, and Ramon Rodriguez. Terrorists take over the G20 summit with President Sutton bringing her governing and military experience to defend her family, company, and the world. I don't know why it says company. She's the president, but fine. That's really what? So, Anthony stars the villain. He's Australian, I think.
Oh, do you think he might be Australian? Because I don't think they mentioned that at 10,000 points in the film.
Yes, indeed. Look,
Bex
Bex wasn't looking forward to this, and I'm stunned she watched it. So
Mark made me. I'm so bitter.
So you didn't like it then?
I've got one question before I actually say whether I liked it or not, Ian.
Yeah.
Are you tall and confident like Viola Davis, or do you need to wear heels?
I'm just not as confident as the President of the United States.
That line, honestly, this movie felt like a fucking parody that forgot to be funny. It is the worst fucking thing I've seen in a long time, and amongst the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire life.
Wow, fucking hell.
Before we get more into it, Ian messaged me, like, earlier into when he was watching it on Saturday, I believe you watched it, yeah?
Yep, that's right, yep.
Saying, I Anthony Anderson's face looks craggy now. Right. And so I was looking out for that then when I watched it. Anthony Anderson looks like somebody else was wearing an Anthony Anderson face mask, but it was too big for him.
Is he like Derek or whatever the fuck he's called? Yeah, Derek.
Yeah, the husband. Yeah.
Sure.
And it's mad because I don't think he necessarily looks fat.
No?
He just
looks like he's got too much skin.
Yeah. And
so much skin.
He's like just a big dude.
Yeah.
And with a lot of skin. And then you got Ramon Rodriguez as well, who I think was like the best mate in Transformers 2. He was like just a bit of that guy for a while, and then it feels like he disappeared off the face of the earth. And here he is playing the fucking the bloody agent guy who gets shot. Fucking hell, yeah, it was him from Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, he had a really good like 2009-10.
I mean, yeah, this
a little bit like Fede Rodriguez had a really good. What's his name? Fede Rodriguez, the guy who was in Planet Terror.
Oh yeah, it's
Freddie Rodriguez. Yeah.
He had a really good like 2005 to 2008. No one's heard him since.
Him again. Yeah.
But it's like those are two guys who were like really, really big, and then you just haven't really seen them in anything for years.
Yeah.
Even though apparently, fucking hell, Ramon Rodriguez is in 36 episodes of Will Trent, which is on Disney Plus. As Will Trent, he is the lead on that show, but he was also Shia LaBeouf's mate in Transformers 2, and it's all just people are getting old, and I know that obviously life, but when you haven't seen these people for years, and then they turn up in something, and he's looking great for it.
Yep.
But he was Shia LaBeouf's mate in Transformers 2, like. What, a year ago? No, it wasn't a year ago. It was 16 years ago.
16 years ago. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I just had to get that out. G20, Bex didn't like it. But what did Mark think?
I don't think I didn't like it as much as Becky. What I will say about it gets better. And there's bits when you've got...
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
When?
Sure.
When it finishes?
The bit between Anthony Starr and Viola Davis, that was good. I thought their little face-off that they had, that was quite good. But yeah, it's not very good.
There was one thing I enjoyed about this film.
What?
Anthony Starr seems to be like really in this, and it just seems like he's either really invested or he's done an awful lot of coke throughout filming. That seems
maybe
like
both.
That seems like the only sort of. He seems to be the only person that knows what kind of film he's in.
I was surprised when I saw Clark Gregg stand up later on in the scene, and I thought, holy fuck. I thought he was literally just going, I'm going to be in this, but I'm sitting down. If this wasn't Viola Davis in the lead role, I think this would be getting an awful lot more shit about it being a little bit... This feels like slightly right-wing propaganda-y.
Yeah,
A
it's
bit
very...
America!
It is very flag-wavy. And, oh yeah, you know, America's gonna literally save the world from starvation. But also save all these leaders in the G20 from these terrorists. Sorry, I'm just going to have to go. The cat's doing something really strange.
What did you think, Ian?
I mean, I think I liked it the most out of all of us, but it's still more just with the fact that, I don't know, you haven't had that many president needing to kick ass and save the day films lately. I wonder why. We've had some great role models for that lately, haven't we?
Not really, no.
You know, but I just kind of enjoyed the throwbackiness of it, but as a lesser version of, you know, Air Force One or White House Down or even Olympus Has Fallen. Like, I would take Olympus Has Fallen over this because also that film is fucking brutal. Yeah. You know, this is quite sanitized, and
yeah, the big fight scene she gets with that big lad. It's over really quickly, and you're like, oh, all right,
yeah, and
okay.
But I mean, there's production value, you know. I know I say this a lot lately, but it looks like a film. You know, I mean, it's very, very derivative, and it feels very algorithm-y.
Yeah. It was written by committee.
Yeah. And it did make me laugh that it was like they get them to do that deep fake stuff, and then it's like, well, it's obvious it's all a fake, and yet the markets are still tanking and all that.
But
and it was a bit like
it's like the BBC. It's the BBC that they've got showing it as well.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
But they're going, you know, this video which has already been confirmed as a fake, but we're gonna fucking show you it anyway. That
plan, and also there was one thing I didn't get about the plan. They've got that little crypto wallet where it's like the numbers of US dollars are going up.
Yeah.
But the economy's tanking. Why? I get the value of Bitcoin is going up, but if the value of the dollar is going down, why is it cool that the dollar amount's going up?
Because the dollar will recover, but he'll take his money out first.
Yeah, he'll sell his Bitcoin while it's worth loads.
But but the Bitcoin... Hang on. No, so the Bitcoin at that time would be worth less dollars. No, it'd be worth more dollars, wouldn't it? Okay, I get it. Yeah, okay, sorry, I get it now. Currency. And you had that bit at the start as well, where they got the crypto wallet, and it was like, right, what's going on here? What's this got to do with anything?
Also, every single person in that bar is responsible for this, because that guy wasn't fucking subtle.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, a woman is literally being attacked, everybody. Nobody. Right, fine.
But yeah, look, I mean, it's content. It's algorithm-generated content. And I hope Viola Davis enjoyed the money. And it's, you know, it's fun to see her as the president. And the idea of a action president played by Viola Davis is a decent idea.
It fucking isn't. Who wants to see
I do
a buxom, mature lady do action shit? Nobody.
Why not?
Because it's fucking stupid. It looks dumb. The bit where she fights that like gigantic guy,
it's over in 2 seconds,
and beats him in 2 seconds by flipping him over her shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll be able to do that.
But she looks like she can handle herself.
You'd seen her doing it earlier.
Oh, come on.
With that Ramon guy.
Yeah, who's like featherlight.
What? She's got fucking mom rage. Mom rage can do that.
No.
You still like women?
I like women fine, just not in this
Not-
context.
Not Viola Davis.
This is embarrassing. She should be embarrassed by this. I hope that every dollar of the money that she got from this, that she spends, whatever she spends it on, like karma makes it bad.
I like the fact that
Like, if she buys some fruit, I hope it goes off really quickly.
the one that plays the head of the IMF is called Sabrina Impacciatore.
Impacciatore.
Yeah, it's a fucking great name, that.
Alright, we're running out of steam on G20. I'm a mild, definitely not shit. I enjoyed my time with it enough.
Bex.
Suspiria.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not quite Suspiria. I didn't hate it that much, but I do think it's shit.
Fair
Our
enough.
audience four votes. Shit.
Alright, that's
It's not
fine.
often the audience goes with me.
You are.
It's not often the audience goes with me.
That's
They
fine.
don't get the option of Suspiria. If they were given the choice, they would have gone with that.
No, because you only have one a year.
Yeah, I know. I will. If I see another film this year that's worse than this, I will be lamenting the death of cinema. I will be crying and holding a funeral for it and everything, because this cannot be beaten up in badness. I genuinely can't think of anything worse than this that I've ever seen.
Does Suspiria need to be retired and G20 made as your new personal Suspiria rating?
And maybe Suspiria is better than this.
You hated
I
Suspiria.
fucking hated Suspiria.
Oh,
Better
mate,
than
I think
this.
you need to retire it.
Yeah, it needs to be G20 now. So we've got Geostorm and G20. It's all right. In about 2 months, we're gonna have a new one that's just called F1.
What's that? Just the sploosh rating? Brilliant.
Yeah.
My cock
that-
exploded.
There's going to be, so much sploosh. So much sploosh.
The thing is, I'm not worried about F1 being good or bad. I think it's going to be good. But I'm not worried about that. I'm worried, like, if it's not for Ian.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Oh, no, it's going to be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we're all right.
Even if the dialogue's dog shit, the car stuff's going to rule.
Vroom vrooms.
Yeah, that's all I need. And you know, the Grand Prix over the weekend was good. It whetted my appetite, and then I saw the F1 trailer on the big screen for the first time yesterday, and that was a good time. So I'm good.
Please,
Right.
any listeners that have hovered over G20 on Prime and considered watching it, or you've put it in your watch list to watch like this weekend or whatever, just please don't. Please just fucking don't. Otherwise, they'll make more like it.
Watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs instead.
Oh, fucking banger of a movie, that. I want to rewatch that.
It's a good idea.
We have a question.
Question, yeah.
From Andrew Jones asks us, you are having dinner as a film plays out 2 tables over. What film would you eat through?
I don't know. There's lots of films I'd eat through.
No, what would you like to be playing out? I guess is my read on it.
Yeah.
I mean, the classic answer would be When Harry Met Sally.
That's one that came to my mind straight
Yeah.
away. Because my brain goes, well, it has to be somewhere where you can have food. Otherwise, it's just weird. If Emmanuel in Space was happening in a fucking restaurant, I'd be a bit like, it's a fucking weird restaurant. I'm not saying I want to sit through Emmanuel in Space. It's just weird to first moment get my brain.
I
want to be in the menu and share Anya Taylor-Joy's burger.
That's a good shout. So you want to take the I love what she's having from
Yes!
Harry Met Sally to the menu about the burger?
Yes. Ooh, or chef. I'm just going down food movies now, which I don't think is the thing of the question, but I'm really hungry. Chef, I want one of those Cubano sandwiches.
Yeah. I'm alright with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chef.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it's the question is weirding me out, and I don't know why. What?
No, I've got another one.
What
I want the next
film would-
table to be doing the poison scene from The Princess Bride. You know, where
It's been a long time since I watched The Princess Bride. I don't really like it.
where they're doing the swapping around of the wine glasses.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having that one.
Fair. Ian, have you got one of you still wind out by the question?
I don't get the question.
Is this another Journey Smollett?
Little bit.
Journey
The thing is,
Smollett.
we answered
Journey Smollett is not a real name.
Yeah, we answered the question a bit earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Say the question again.
I'll just get it back up again. Then I'll get the question out.
Five.
Nice.
You are having dinner as a film plays out 2 tables over. What film would you eat through?
So what film would I just watch where it's 2 tables over from the table I'm currently at?
Yeah.
Yeah, like events from a movie that you would like to be 2 tables over. Yeah.
Yep.
What? So the events from the movie are actually happening at the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like
Cool.
someone's just got an iPad out on the table.
Got you. Mr. Creosote from Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. I'd want to see what happens
Oh,
there.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'd be in the room where he blows up.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good shout, yeah. Yeah, and the other question we had was from Dylan, and it was about the Jaffrey Cam.
Yeah.
Becky, I'll explain it to you afterwards.
Yeah.
You don't need to go down that rabbit hole again.
I will just say as well, because I've been meaning to mention this on the show for the last couple of weeks, and apologies to Andrew for not. Andrew has a novel coming out
He
May
does,
the
yeah.
5th. The Ferryman Upon the Plains, which is available on Kindle through Amazon and will be in paperback as well.
Nice.
That is very fucking exciting. Congrats, Andrew. That's wicked. If you want me to do the audiobook, I'd happily do it for a fee.
Wow.
But no, honestly, that
Both do
fucking
it
rules.
at the same time, overdubbed.
Yeah, well,
God,
yeah.
do you remember what you did with that Cilla Black book? Was it Cilla Black? Should we read a chapter at a time?
Lulu.
I wonder if those videos are anywhere.
That was a fun time.
That was a weird weekend. And people who don't know what we're talking about there, that just going to leave it there. Right.
You actually leave that fucking right there.
Yep. Okay, so that'll do for this week's show. Next week, Mark and Bex will be covering Sinners. Are you guys doing anything else, or is it just Sinners?
Sinners, and there's something else we're doing, I think, isn't there?
I don't know, I'm just really excited about Sinners, so I've just got it open on my Cineworld app and now I can't go back. There we go.
Warfare's out.
Oh, I'm not doing
I might do Warfare.
Okay, but
Is it Havoc? We're doing Havoc the week after, aren't we?
yeah, we'll have it when I'm back.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah.
Penguin lessons, if you fancy that.
I'm alright.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a weird amount of movies about penguins that don't need to be. Mr. Popperaz's son. I'm sure there's one where fucking Kevin Spacey turns into one.
Did you know it was National Puffin Day yesterday?
Oh, piece of shit.
I was reading an article and it was like, puffins, bunny ears, the clowns of the sea. A, they don't live in the sea. B, why are you calling them clowns? That's really mean, just because they've got colourful faces. This just seems cruel. I like puffins. I might make you take me to see the puffins at, Bempton Cliffs.
I might not.
I might make it worth your while.
Alright then.
Jesus. Right, and on that note, Becky, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Mark, appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Listeners, good job. There was some meandering bits in that podcast today, but we all got through it together. Well done.
We did indeed.
Please
Goodbye.
don't watch G20.
Bye.
Bye.